Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Real Queer Talk, and my name is Thozamile. I am the host of this wonderful show that will be coming as often as we can bring it. So here, basically, it is a platform that is created to talk about all the pertinent issues that are related to queer lives. And the intention really, it is for us to share experiences, to share knowledge, to share understanding that is necessary in the entire society. But most importantly, I think also is the fact that we need a space where we can talk about everything that affects the queer community, whether it's beauty, whether it's health, whether it's just understanding the sexual identities, or even the religion, because that's another thing that we have to really delve in and even unpack to say, what does it mean to us? What does it mean to society? Because we really have to put things straightforward. And of course, today I'm not alone. I am with these beautiful human beings that I will be having a chat with. And today, the idea is that we talk about the letters LGBTQI+, so that we get to understand what do they mean, right? And not only what do they mean, how do we live as those people that belong to those letters? So I have on my left, Viyonce. Welcome.
Thank you.
And on my right, it is Thozamile. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
you for
so
having me.
I am so grateful that they have agreed that, you know, for the first episode, that they will be part of the conversations that I'm having with them. And as I said, that we are going to be breaking down the letters, right? So we get to understand what are they about. But the lovely thing is also that we get into their lives, hear about their experiences, good or bad. That's what we're going to hear today. And I am all about education and fun. So we're definitely going to have that. So, Viyonce, your pronoun. Let's start there. Very important.
Pronoun is she and her.
Lovely.
So my pronoun.
That's it. Done. Sealed. Thozamile?
I am they or them.
Ha. Okay. Lovely. So we identify as the same.
Yes.
Also a they and them. Right? Yeah. So, Viyonce, you just shared with us that you identify as her, she, and how early in life did you actually realize that this is actually who I am?
It was very early, though I didn't know a trans woman back then, because most trans were not much visible like now, and we didn't have much education about. Back in the days, I was identified as a gay. But at the same time, I felt with me, a gay, I'm too much. I'm more too much than, yeah, I can say that. I'm more too much because I would love to play with girls' toys while they don't mind. I would enjoy wearing the clothes of girls. I remember in the age of 5, yeah, 5, 6 back then, yeah. So I would exchange. I have a cousin that is the same age as me, so we'd exchange clothes. Yeah, I would wear her clothes, like all from the panty, from the underwear until everything.
Yeah.
Then she would wear mine, then be comfortable because they know that they are a cisgender woman.
Yeah.
But because of me, I know that I'm not a cisgender man. So
Yeah.
I don't even want to wear anything or play with anything that make me not who I am.
Yeah.
Inside.
Interesting. And for you, how early was it?
Oh, yeah. I think I've always known.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't know the wording. We don't
Yes.
know the terminologies of it. but you know that at some point I am not like all these people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as early as I can remember, I've always been queer.
Ah.
I've always been queer. Fluctuated at some point within the acronyms,
Yeah.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I've always been queer. Yeah.
So when you talk about fluctuating within the acronyms, what do you mean by that?
I don't believe gender is a spectrum,
Yes.
and I believe that in order to find yourself and fully identify
Yes.
and solidify your identity to say, okay, I am a gender non-conforming pansexual person. You first go through all of these phases because those are the ones that are familiar.
Yes.
Those are the ones that are out there. Those are the ones that are represented. So you'll start off, oh, okay, when a person like this is Staban or Yinkonkoni, those are the terminologies that were used in the township or especially black settings. And then you find out, no, okay, oh, lesbian. And then, of course, since you genitalia says,
Yes. Says that.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
then of course you'll classify or you'll identify as gay. But as you grow up and all of these terminologies started arising, and now you could fully identify with this particular one, then you can. So when I'm talking about the fluctuation of that,
Yes.
it's because of that
Yeah.
terminologies and not understanding. And when all these came, then you can perfectly fit yourself to say, I actually identify as.
Yeah. And I mean, according to the research that has been done, the word gay and lesbian dates back to the 1600s.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
when they could actually coin it to say this person is gay or lesbian.
Yes.
But later on, society realized that there are other, like your transgender. There's also the questioning people. There are
Yes.
also pansexual people and
Asexual.
people. So then you then realize that's when then more letters were added to actually be inclusive of everyone. And we have touched on different words that are usually used. So I think just to give a brief overview, a lesbian person is a woman who is enduring physical, romantic, and or emotional attraction to the other woman. Some lesbians may prefer to identify as gay or as gay women. And with a gay person, it is the adjective that describes people that are enduring physical, romantic, and or emotional attractions to people of the same sex. And sometimes lesbian is preferred a term for women. So that's how you'd actually identify the two in terms of how different they are. In terms of a bisexual person, right, a person whose primarily sexual and affectional orientation is towards people of the same and other genders, or towards people regardless of their gender. Some people may use bisexual and pansexual interchangeably, which sometimes it gets a bit dangerous, right? Because then it doesn't really describe who you are,
Yes.
right? How do you feel about that?
I'm looking for a very
For the
nice
right
way to
word?
phrase
Yes.
it.
Yes.
It becomes, well, identity is an individual thing.
Yes.
It is an individual thing. So if people choose to identify, they want to identify, that's on them. But my thing is, it becomes very tricky with the information that we share.
True.
So I have been misgendered a lot. I remember even working in the space, in the activism space, I never identify as trans,
Yes.
but I'd always get misgendered and presented as trans. And it was scary because I do not have the liberty to speak on trans issues.
Yeah.
And now I am given that platform, and what am I saying? What am I doing? I'm doing an injustice to the very trans community, you understand? Because I will not fully represent them and I don't understand what their struggles are.
Yeah.
So who am I to have that conversation
Yes.
about trans women? So it becomes very dangerous when we speak of identities and we don't necessarily understand what it is. but it does borderline bisexual and pansexual. I'm pansexual because I'm attracted to masculinity.
Yes.
I have dated trans men. I have dated very masculine lesbian women.
Mm-hmm.
I am attracted to masculinity. So it can borderline, people say I'm bisexual because I've been in a relationship with a lesbian woman, but they were identifying with themselves as a lesbian woman before their transition.
Mm.
So it was actually a trans man who first identified as a
As a
lesbian
lesbian.
woman.
Ah. So that's the transition you touched on earlier from your
Exactly.
point as well.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I also said that from my point as well,
Mm.
to fully define myself had to be also, it fluctuated. It was a transition on its own for me to
Yes.
get to understand who I am, also for the same person. And I think it's very common within the queer community as
Yes,
well,
yes, it's
that
very.
we fluctuate until we actually find who and what we actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want us to move to the transgender. And before we do that, many a times you'd hear people say, if you're gay, you want to be a woman, and there's a lesbian who wants to be a man, why don't you guys just hook up and do your
Exactly.
thing?
Yes, yes.
You know? So the perception is you can just make it happen, right?
Exactly.
Can you share with us what will
The
be
experience.
the difficulty to that?
One thing, queer people are hypersexualized,
Mhm.
and that's very problematic. When we speak of queerness, we just think these people just have sex.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
The only thing they do
yeah, it's
is
everything.
every day they
Yeah,
bump and
sure.
grind.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
no other
sure.
There are
aspects
no
of
other
their
aspects of it.
No.
Sex is something that you do.
Yes.
You can do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a pillow.
Yes.
You can use a
Toys.
cling wrap. You can use
Yes.
toys.
Dildo.
So,
Yes.
in my experience, having dated,
Trans
a
man.
trans man, we had sex
Mm.
because it's something that you do.
Yes.
How we did it is our personal
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
But you make things work if you actually are willing to make things. And it worked. It worked for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
And I love it when you say it's personal, because
very
because
personal.
even for straight people,
Yes.
when they date number one, they'll definitely do something different with number two, because
Exactly.
it depends who you're dating at the time and how do you
Exactly.
connect, right?
Exactly.
Thank you so much for that. So a transgender, right, an umbrella term for people whose gender identity and or gender expression differs from what is typically associated with the sex they were assigned at birth. So people under the transgender umbrella may describe themselves using one or more of a wide variety of terms, including transgender or non-binary. So Viyonce identifies as trans woman. So as a trans woman, what does it mean for a person that doesn't know and perhaps doesn't even understand? Because the assumption is you're a boy who just wears women's clothes.
That's true. Okay, a trans woman, it's when you were assigned at birth as a male, but you feel and believe that you are a woman.
So you feel that
You're-
you're a woman trapped in a man's body.
It's not about trapped. Sometimes trapped is something else.
Yeah.
I think the
I'm privileged to experience that masculine until I find myself. I can say that. So trapped, it's something else. I can't say I was trapped. I was privileged
Okay.
to experience that. Yes, as a trans woman, and it really, 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 really something that our society have to come to terms with. Because first they would always misgender you. Yeah, they would say they always said to me, I'm a drag queen, I'm a cross dress, I'm a gay, and they always use all these terms. Or I'm a cisgender woman. Also, people who do not know me from
Yeah, but you're
the young
pretty.
age.
I mean, they could easily assume that.
Thank you. Yeah, people who do not know me from the young age.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
then it becomes a problematic to me also, psychological, because you have to come out as a child, you have to come out as a gay to the community. Then they used to you being gay until now you sit down on yourself, try to like get into you and say, Viyonce, who you are. Who you are, because yes, you can see gay people, they live like this, they do this, they do this, they do this, they do this. But none of that, it's you.
Yeah.
And remember, you would always find other gay people like having that action and being free, being called bochoma. But me, I would say,
No,
no,
not here.
no, I'm not chomi. Or people would say ntombo or something, like something. You can't say to a person that you don't even know, chomi or ntombo. You don't know me. Or you want to out me.
And it
or,
comes out in a
yes,
derogatory manner as well.
yes. You want to out me to the community or what? Because you know me, you want to out me to the community, but I don't know you. We are not friends. So we are not in the level where we can call each other chomi. So you stick to your lane, I stick to my lane. You treat each and every human being the way you would treat everyone.
Yeah.
Not a specific community you treat different, and a specific community you treat different. So I had to come to that. Then I sit down and find myself. I had to first
my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise like
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
we work for a fall in line. We gon' give it all until the end, until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply, and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
transition socially. You understand? There are steps of
transitioning.
of transitioning as a trans woman. So I have to first transition socially. What do I mean about that? Is to come out, tell a person, whether you know that person or you don't know that person, by coming out and say, I think, or maybe I might be a trans. That's a first step. Then, you have to come out as dressing out, wear a dress, wear your nails, your earring, dress up as a cisgender woman. Then they would, that's also a social transitioning.
But that must be exhausting.
It's
It should
very
be exhausting.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I feel like with the statement you just made,
Yes.
that you normally get misgendered, and of
Yes.
course now I constantly have to come out every single day.
You have to.
It's a lot.
You have to
what does
come up.
that do to you psychologically?
Yeah.
It breaks you. It breaks you because you can't always explain yourself
Who
to
you
everyone. Everyone who you are to everyone. It's very, very, very challenging. Until in a point where you would say you are trans, they want to see what's between your legs.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's between your legs, and why should I prove myself that I'm a trans?
But you see,
If I
also,
tell you,
for me, that is total disrespect.
That's a
Why
total-
do you have to prove yourself to
you
another
don't
person in
have
terms of,
to.
of
You
of
don't
who
have
you
to,
are?
because cisgender people, they don't prove themselves to the community that I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm that. Okay, then that's socially transition. Then there is medically transitioning. Now it's when you a trans person go and seek medical help. Maybe go to a psychologist. That's medical.
Yeah, that's a first
As
step.
soon as you take a step of going to a psychologist, that medically transition, or a social worker, or a clinician, or a doctor, or something, as long as you have someone you can talk to who's professional in a health profession.
Okay.
And then we have also hormones, where as trans people we are having, so that we can make our body more feminine, softer. We have the breast, we have the body that we desire, but you can't have the body that you desire. It deals with the genes that you would have in the family history. So you look at your parents, your sisters, your relatives, could see how they are shaped. Then it will, hormones would shape you the way you are.
So
We
it would
have
align.
estrogens, we have pyramid, we have spironolactone.
Okay.
Estrogen are estrogen.
Okay.
That's an hormone for a female. Yeah. So then we have stopper that they stop spironolactone, that they stop the testosterone from developing and becoming more. The more it becoming lesser in your body, the more you becoming feminine, and the more you becoming softer. And by the way, the tone of your voice won't change.
Yeah.
Let me get that straight. The tone of your voice won't change. It's you who would practice to speak the way you want to speak. Yeah, until you master that. But it won't change unless you go to a surgery for voice. It deals with the body, the structure of the body. Yeah. The gender expression. Yeah. Then it goes to when you want to change your the bottom surgery, gender affirming surgery.
Yeah.
It's where you go to a doctor. Then yeah,
And then
it
you are
depends.
affirmed.
It depends on whether you have money for that or not. Because I feel like a life of trans, it's very expensive, and they
It
don't
is.
think about us, and they didn't put us in everywhere. Because even you can't even use a medical aid if you have it, because they feel that trans, it's just a cosmetics. We're just doing a cosmetic, like
So
make
it's
your
still labeled
makeup.
as cosmetic
Yes, it's
surgery.
cosmetic surgery, and while it's not even cosmetic surgery, it's who you are as a trans woman. It's who you are.
Yeah.
Then it goes to okay, you can do your gender affirming surgery. You can be in hormone for so long, then you look as beautiful as possible. There is another step where you have to transition legally now,
Yeah.
where you have to take 2 letters from your psychologist and the medical doctor. You take them to Home Affairs, where you have to do a gender marker.
Where you change
Yeah,
your gender
you
marker.
change your gender now completely, from being male to being a female. And also, it's up to you whether you change your name.
Okay.
Yeah. So my name was bad. I had to change the
How
name.
bad is your name? Firstly, are you comfortable to share it? If you're not, it's okay.
I'm in a stage where I'm comfortable with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as soon
Or
as
rather,
you
what used to be
accept
your name?
accept yourself,
Yeah.
so it's fine. So I was Vusi,
Yeah.
and people would even extend it to Vusumuzi. So it means to people that they do not know, meaning you're building a home.
Vusumuzi.
Yes, you're building their home. You Vusumuzi, meaning they give to cisgender men. Yeah, every time, so that they can have more children, they can marry, they can vusa umuzi, as the name said, vusumuzi.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it doesn't end there. And when you are in Tanzania doing a gender marker, then no, you have to also change your certificate that you acquired during the process that you were growing up. Your grade 12 certificate, your bank details, your insurance details, everything, because they would change after the after the 6th number of your ID, they change to, if you are a female, you would start with 0 to 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then if you are a male, you would start to 5 to.
upwards.
That's why they would look at your ID and say, oh, you are a male, or oh, you are a female.
okay.
So by that, yeah, so you now you have to
change that.
change everything, and it's a lot. It take years
Mm.
of changing that. It take years. So being a trans, it's difficult, especially in South Africa.
Yeah. And then we have the plus, right, which is used to signify all gender identities.